Hey guys, this is Marbles TCG back with another deck profile. This is going to be the Necroz deck profile for August 2021. So we're just going to start straight with the main deck. Okay, so for the main deck, I'm going to be running two Necroz of Clausulus. This card is really good for just searching out your Necroz spells. You don't really need it at 3, you're usually able to get to it pretty quickly, and it's not usually a problem. Next, I run 3 Necroz of Unicorn. Necroz of Unicorn is really good because it just negates their monsters from the extra deck, and that's just, it comes in useful all the time. And the nice thing about this is that it's kind of future proof. As long as they keep on creating like extra deck monsters, you're gonna be able to continue using it. Just because it says it negates the effects of monsters from the extra deck. Now, Nekroz of Bryonic is really good because you can just search out any Nekroz monster. It's such a good card, and being able to bounce 2 monsters from the extra deck always comes in handy. And this is why you only need to run 2 of these, since if you get one of these, you can just search out Clausulus and then get your Nekroz spell card. And then this one is a weird one, but I run Nekroz of Gungnir. I think Gungnir is pretty good because you're able to just save one of your monsters, one of your Necroz monsters from being destroyed, and that comes in handy a lot since your Necroz monsters are pretty much everything you need to protect you, and sometimes they can just end up being wiped by a card, and just having this as protection is very useful to have, and personally I like using it and keeping it in the deck. Valkyris, I like running 1 copy of this. Usually people, I've seen it where they usually out one for the other, but I like running both. I think they're different enough and apply in different situations where you can use both of them. Valkyris is just really good for ending the battle phase. I've had him save me a few times, but you need to have Necroz cards in your grave in order to use it. So just be aware of that, but I think it's a really good card that comes in handy a lot. Necroz of Trishula, just 1 copy. Really good, obviously the Trishula effect, banish 1 card from the hand, field, and grave. You're not able to use it a lot, but when it does come in, it feels really good to use. It's not. It also prevents you, if you have them in your hand, you can also use them to prevent like a target on one of your Necroz monsters. It comes in handy. I like having a few of these in my hand as protection for my Necroz monsters out there. And this card just is able to deny your opponent so many cards. It's a really good card to have. And then the newest Necroz that just came out a few months ago is Necroz of Arid Bear. This card was just everything that like Necroz needed. They needed something to kind of do during your opponent's turn, and having an Omni Negate for monster effects is really useful. And not only does it negate it, but it banishes them. And just having that once per turn is just very useful to have. And pairing him with Unicorn comes in really handy just to negate monsters from the extra deck, and then having this to negate monsters like regular monsters that they summon that you can't deal with, just negate their effect. But yeah, you can only do it once per turn, and it is kind of, it is sometimes costly to summon him if you don't have like Shured as your Necroz like tribute. But I think he's worth it, and he's a really good card and exactly what Necroz needed. So that's it for the Necroz ritual monsters. And for the other ritual monsters, I run the Cyber Angel Ben 10. This card, obviously use this to search out well, I'll show you the cards you're going to search out, but it's just a decent card. I kind of don't like seeing it in my hand, and honestly I'm not like that big fan of the package that I'll show you guys, but for now we'll just go to the next one, which is Impcantation Chalice Slime. Impcantation Chalice Slime. This card kind of gives you like a lot more moves when you think your hand is dead. You're just able to use this to search out one of your other incantations and summon it, and from that generate more moves. It's a really useful card, and honestly I like it a lot. And then for the non-ritual Necroz monsters, 2 Shurets, I've seen people run 1. I think this card is really good to just run 1. I think just being able to, it fulfills any of the Necroz tribute costs. So like if Arid Bear would require 10 stars, this card just fulfills it all. It's really useful, and then when it gets tributed, it gets a bonus effect of being able to search out a Necroz monster. So I usually use that to tribute him with the Necroz card to get to summon Necroz of Arid Bear, and then get Necroz of Trishula into my hand, and that's as a a line of protection, or even try to summon him if you're able to. So yeah, that's it for the Necroz monsters. For the Impcantation monsters, I run 2 Impcantation Candle. Candle's really good. You're able to search out the spells. It's a good level that applies to a lot of your Necroz monsters. It's a really nice one to have. And same thing, Incantation Talismandra. Really good. Search out, your Necroz ritual monsters. Ritual monsters, so he searches out ritual monsters, and this one searches out ritual spells. I think it's a good generic ritual card, ritual archetype that you kind of have to put into your ritual deck. And these two, the Incantation Bookstone and Incantation Pencil Plume, honestly, I don't really use their effects that much, but I do use them like, if I have them in my hand, these are the ones you want to get in your hand. Because if you get them in your hand, you're able to use, reveal whatever card they say. So a ritual monster, a ritual spell. And then you can special summon one of these, and then when you special summon one of those, you can search out either a ritual monster or a ritual spell. And that comes in handy a lot. And having these be in your hand is much better than having these, because if these are in your hand and you special summon them and search out another one, then you can't use their effect for that turn. It gets negated. Like if you use their effect of special summoning for that turn, then you can't use their other effect. And now, outside of the incantations, 2 Manjas the 10,000 hand, really good. Search out any ritual monster, ritual spell. There's a lot of like ritual cards that just let you search out a bunch of generic support. And here I run 2 Zaborg the Mega Monarch. Zaborg the Mega Monarch is just really good for being able to once you tribute one of your light monsters to summon him, which you usually, once you summon your 2 incantations, you can tribute, summon Zaborg, and if it's a light monster, and you use him to pop himself, you can send 8 monsters from the extra deck to the grave, and then your opponent gets to send 8 monsters from their extra deck to the grave, which could be good or bad depending on what type of deck they're using. But yeah, you're also able to choose if you're the one, if you manage to pop one of your light monsters, or if you use a light monster to tribute to summon him, then you get to choose the 8 cards from their extra deck as well. So it's just a really good card, and you guys will see in my extra deck what cards you use to generate advantage. Vanity Ruler, Cyber Angel Ben 10 searches this out. It's a good card. I kind of don't like running. I thought it was gonna get. I heard that people thought that it was gonna get banned soon. I'm not that big fan of the card. It's kind of just like stops your opponent from playing. And it's not like it doesn't feel like as impactful. Like it's a really good like continuous effect. Your opponent can't play. Your opponent can't special summon monsters. That's really useful to have. But this card, it just feels Zaborg the Mega Monarch. I prefer it just because it feels like a lot cooler to use. Like you actually send monsters to the extra deck, generate advantage, do combos. This one just okay. They can't play, but it's still a good card to have, and I would still recommend to use it. I have 3 effect veilers. Really good. You just need something to stop them. If you have the trap, I forgot the name of the trap, but the one that's able, it does the same thing as effect veiler, just run that. Okay, now we're gonna go to the ritual spells. Alright guys, so time for the spells. So for the spells, I run 2 Necroz Kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope's really good. You're just able to send monsters from the extra deck to summon up to that many monsters that equal the level. That many Necroz monsters that equal the level. Really good card to have. It comes in handy. It just has a lot of generic uses. It doesn't require you to have a specific ritual monster level. So I like it a lot. 2 Necroz Cycle. You're able to, 2 Necroz Cycle, and then I'll put the Necroz Mirror. I think out of these 3, Kaleidoscope is still my favorite one to use. I think Necroz Cycle and Necroz Mirror have their uses. I used to run Mirror at 2, but I just found that it hasn't come in handy a lot, and I just think it wasn't worth running an extra copy of it. And I seriously haven't seen that much of an issue. I forgot what card I added in exchange for it, but I think having this lineup is way better. And having Clausulus being able to search ritual cards, and you also have this Incantation Inception as another ritual card that you can use your incantation monsters to summon, and they don't require to be the exact level. You can go over to ritual summon one of your Necroz monsters. It comes in handy a lot. I think it's really good to have. and 3 Preparation of Rites. This card is kind of busted. Like any ritual deck, just able to search out ritual monsters and ritual spells. That's what I was saying. Like there's a lot of cards that just like rituals just have so much support to be able to search out ritual monsters and ritual spells, and they do kind of need it in order to be viable, just because that is a tight quota to achieve. And then I run 1 Reinforcement of the Army to search out the Clausulus or the Shuret, and it comes in handy a lot. Really good to have. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the spells. This deck is mostly like monsters, so we're gonna go to the extra deck now. Okay guys, for the extra deck, the extra deck is pretty much just cards you're gonna send for Zaborg's ability, just to send things to the grave, like 8 things from your extra deck to the grave, and then you activate those effects all at once. So here's Herald of the Arc Light. Herald of the Arc Light is just like the Preparation of Rites. We're just able to search out ritual monster, ritual spell, and since you can send multiple copies, and this isn't like hard once per turn like by name, so you can send 3 of these and then search out like either any combination of 3 ritual spells and 3 ritual monsters. Really good to have. Comes in handy. It's such a good card. It's such a generic card. Wind Pegasus at Igniter. Another card you want to send in the grave. You're just gonna send this to grave, and then when they pop one of your cards with the card effect, you can shuffle one of their things back. Comes in handy a lot. Lord Omega. This card is just good for recycling the cards that it's honestly like not that important, but it's also like the level quota. Just in case you're gonna need like a level 7 for the Kaleidoscope, it's just useful to have like these different types of levels. And aside from Lord Omega, comes in handy where you're just able to recycle something you want back to the deck, or something your opponent has in the grave that you don't want there. You can just recycle that back. And then here, so 9, 10, 11, and 12. It doesn't matter who, like what of these monsters, but I like these personally. I think they look cool, and they fit the more like Necroz theme, especially Trishula, since it's actually since we have the Necroz Trishula monster. But yeah, the level quotas, you just want to have these levels just in case you need to summon like any combination of Necroz monsters to the Kaleidoscope. Then I run 3 Totally Awesome. Totally Awesome is really good. It's you're just able to recycle more of your water monsters. It comes in handy a lot. I think it's honestly like it's really good. I don't think it's like the most important one. Obviously, Herald of the Arc Light I think is like your go-to most of the time, especially with Kaleidoscope. Just being able to go Kaleidoscope, and then let's say you have a Kaleidoscope and you're trying to summon your level 4 Necroz monster. Just put Herald of the Arc Light, boom, you just won +1 off summoning one of your ritual monsters. Then so that's it for the Exceeds. This one you're never gonna like summon, you're just sending it to the grave. Link monster, Nathabis the Sacred Flame. Sometimes you're able to get 3 ritual monsters on the field, and then if you're able to if they have something like really powerful and you just need like something to kind of stop the game for a bit, this card is really good, just because it's able to, depending on how many monsters ritual monsters you use to summon it, it cannot be destroyed by battle, cannot be destroyed by card effects, and then can't be targeted. It just becomes a really big threat, and it comes in handy a lot. It's a good ritual monster to just at least have in there as an option. This is another target for Zaborg. You're just able to pop a card, very very useful. And then Fossil Warrior, similar to Elder Entity Nest, but with this you're just you have it in your grave, and then you have it ready just in case you need to pop something later on in the game. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. If you guys want to see more deck profiles, live duels, combos, or anything else, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.